round. It was a bit of a slow start. You guys really sort of fought your way back into that one. What did you make of it?
Yeah, no, it's the start of the game. Both our edges just, the first 2 tries they got, slow play the balls. It's just really poor. Yeah, not good enough. Not good enough if you want to win games. We're past trying to develop players. We want to win bloody games of footy, and it was just not acceptable. Yeah, not good enough start. Obviously, good effort to get back in the game, and then again get to the front like we did last week, and then we had 2 young outside backs drop the ball the line wide open, just purely and simply because they just didn't get deep enough. Again, not acceptable. Not now with where we want to be as a football club. Yeah, really disappointing.
Do you feel like that's 2 points lost?
Well, you can't drop the ball the line wide open twice. It was a good game of footy. I'm not saying I don't think anyone was better than the other. I think both sides had some periods were better. Who deserved to win, I'm not sure. But you just, whether you deserved it or not deserved to win, you get the ball with no one in front of you, you catch it and you put it down and score. And we had just 2 glaring ones. They took everything they created, credit to them. But we're just past the stage where we got some talented young players. They need to understand the consequences of not getting it right. That's the disappointing thing. It's not all right. Yeah, because it costs you games, and then it makes us all feel down and sour. Because the effort was good, wasn't it, from both sides. Both sides hung in there in the heat, and at different stages we were both out on our feet, and people were coming up with ways to stop tries from both sides. Which is great for both sides. I think both sides are better teams than they were last year. I think they're a fair bit better team, and I think we're a better team, but we're still on 0 points.
Just talking about the heat, how's Lodgy?
No, he was really crook, and probably he didn't really let on that he was crook. He was vomited before the game, and I went and saw him and wondered if he had nerves, and he said he was crook, and and then obviously with the heat and he had the shakes and that type of stuff, so it obviously didn't put him back out there. So we need to just keep an eye on him, but hopefully everything's okay.
Do you think that's like a bug, or is it just from the conditions? Or?
No, he was crook before the game. Yeah, no, he's vomited before the game. Yeah, so
not COVID.
Well, you got to test negative to play, don't you? So he's got tested every day this week, and every day he's come back good. So what he's got, I'm not too sure, but yeah, he's got a big engine, and he obviously was tired after his 20 stint, and obviously crook, spewing and vomiting. So yeah, so great credit to him playing and getting through what he did, but it wasn't safe to put him back out there.
Is he still here, or did he go to hospital or something?
He's just in the cold shower. I think he's been in there for a while.
Yeah.
What did you say at half-time? How did you communicate the change, Brownie, after that first half?
Oh, I think to the boys' credit, I think, we actually, we came in, we got ourselves to the front. It was a bit like last week against the Dragons. We actually turned some ball over in the first period against the Dragons, and again we worked our way. We got back to the front early in the second half. So we've led in the second half of 2 contests, and credit to the opposition for being able to get to the front. But as I said, we need to be better. We had some not such first grade things that happened today, and while some of our players have made them young, you've got to get it right, and there's too many consequences, and that's what we spoke, like our left edge, the first try the left edge led in, that's not to the standard of first grade football, like there was nothing on, it was, they just didn't read the situation well enough, and the good sides make the plays, and we didn't make enough plays early in the contest there.
And sorry, I just noticed as well towards the back end of the game that you seemed to cop one in the side. How are you going?
Oh, yeah, be all right. Just got to get a bit of ice on it. Go again next week.
Yeah.
What was the communication out there, Adam? You're one of the leaders out there. How could you try and change what was happening?
Oh, you can't really change what's happening, we're sort of a team that plays eyes up footy, and you're going to get it right sometimes, and sometimes you're not going to get it right. I think today we just got it wrong more often, we don't want to shoot those sort of boys their confidence. We want them playing footy when they see things in front of them, but I think we just need to sort of learn when it's time to build pressure and when time to have a crack. So yeah.
Your coach is clearly frustrated. What was it like?
I'm not frustrated, Katie. I'm disappointed. Yeah, I'm not frustrated. I'm just disappointed because I know that some of those guys could have done a little better than what they did today in those situations. That's why I'm disappointed. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's right.
Do you feel disappointed? How do you sum up?
Yeah, always. Losing's always pretty disappointing, and I feel like across the board we're just sort of there's a large majority of us getting things wrong at times, and we train so well during the week, and then to come out here and sort of dish up what we did the first 20 minutes of the first half, it just shows good teams get in the back end, and those early tries that they got in the first 20 or 25 minutes really got them home in the back end.
What did you make of Ash today? Obviously, there was always going to be a bit of focus on him.
Yeah, look, he was solid, and he kicked for a try, and until the last try, there was no tries down our right edge. He kicked the ball reasonably well, and he obviously come up with the nice stuff to help create that. The last opportunity when we spilled our beans with the line wide open. So, we'd say solid. Would we like a little more at times? 100%. But it's his first game for the club, and obviously, like a lot of people this stage here, he needed a hit out, obviously too.
You talk about consequences, Nathan. Are you just talking about losing games, or are you going to start dropping blokes?
No. It's not about dropping people. It's about players understanding that these things have big consequences on the football club and the team and the ladder. It's like we keep score. The score's important, and that's the importance. We wouldn't have 4 for a try and 2 for a goal if it wasn't important. And it's just disappointing because I know that a few of those blokes could have done better if they just focused a little harder. That's all. That's the disappointing thing. We're certainly not asking them to do something they're not ready to do as players. But when they don't get it right in such simple situations, you play against a side like the Coast, who we all know can play some real footy, can't they? They're developing into a good footy team. They can play some footy, and to their credit, they were able to save a couple of tries on us too. They held Chanel up over the line. So that's credit to them. So that's the way the ball's fallen today. But we just need to be better, and people just need to understand, as I said, if you don't get your role right, it's disappointing. It's not about dropping people, it's about get it right, because you generally put a team out there because they deserve to be out there. They deserve, those players that played today all deserve to play, and we expect some of them just to do a little bit better at key times, that's all.
When you see Reece, he wants the ball in his hand when the game's on the line. His attack's great, but do you want to see more defensive intent from him there?
Oh, look, I'd like to wait another few weeks and see where Reece is at. That's his sort of first hit out today, But obviously Reece is an exciting young talent. We all know that, and he sort of, I suppose, made Queensland last year one of the youngest player, and that's obviously because he's an elite talent, But Reece has got some real focus areas for himself, and over the next sort of 4 or 5 weeks, obviously, we'd like to see some growth there. But today was game 1 in, obviously very hot conditions, and we'll see where he grows over the period of time. But he's a very talented player, and as you see today, when he gets the ball in his hand, the crowd like it, we all like it, his teammates like it. He's very electrifying in there and understands. He's got a great awareness of where to be. So hopefully over the course of the journey, we'll see his game keep growing.
So we're not expecting plenty of changes
No.
in swinging the axe?
No way in the world, no. It's just some of the boys out there that got some things wrong. They're talented players. They've got talent. They're young. They are young. We can't deny that. They're youthful for first grade. We've got, Rocco Berry's probably played, 20 rugby league games in his life. Not 20 rugby league games in the NRL, but 20 in his life. He's come from uni. Ellie Katoa. Ellie's played 30 rugby league games in his whole life. These blokes are learning to play rugby league in the NRL, which is not an easy task, but there's some things now that they've been at the club for a period of time now where we know they can get some things a little bit better, which they did last week. I thought our younger players last week all had good solid performances, and that's what we sort of need from them. We need their games to keep growing to get us to where we want to get to.
Appreciate it. Thank you.